Reprogram your brain to bring money. Flooding in. Tonight you begin to reprogram your brain to bring money flooding in. Settle into a comfortable position. Let your spine be supported. Close your eyes if that feels safe. Let your hands rest open, palms up, ready to receive. As you arrive here, know this recording is an invitation to shift old recordings, to open pathways, to create new neural patterns that welcome greater financial ease. Breathe in gently. Breathe out slowly. Again, breathe in, drawing air all the way down to your belly. Let the out-breath soften your jaw, your shoulders, the space between your eyebrows. One more time. Breathe in deep, filling your lungs, and as you exhale, imagine a curtain of tension falling away. Now, breathe in a softer, quieter way. Feel the breath as a slow tide, coming and going. With each exhale, allow more of the day's clutter to slide away. Notice where your body wants to release. A tightness in the chest, a knot behind the sternum, a clench in the jaw. Breathe into those places. Say to each spot, silently, I allow you to soften. Scan your body from the top of your head down to your toes. Notice sensations without judgment. The scalp relaxing, the temples loosening, the space behind your eyes becoming smooth, the shoulders unhooking, the spine lengthening, your belly rising and falling with effortless breath. Your hands rest open and warm. Each breath guides you into a quieter place. Each breath supports new wiring. Imagine a soft, golden light moving down from the crown of your head. It moves like warm honey, slow and dense. As it reaches your forehead, it smooths the furrows of worry. As it moves to your throat, it opens gentle communication. As it settles in your chest, it brings calm and permission. Allow this light to move through your body, touching every cell with the intent to reset, to rewire, to make room. Place a gentle awareness on your heart. Sense its rhythm. With every beat, a tiny instruction is given to your nervous system. Safety. With every beat, another instruction whispers. Openness. Let these two instructions grow louder than any old script you have believed about money. Repeat inwardly with the steady heartbeat. I am safe. I am open. Now, imagine a soft screen before you, like an old ledger or a dusty file cabinet. On that screen are notes, recordings, loops of thought about money that once served you but now keep you small. See them as faded labels: fear, not enough, scarcity, shame, blame, past mistakes. Watch them float there, existing but no longer sticky. You are not erasing to forget. You are clearing to make space for truth. Begin to release these records one by one. Visualize taking a gentle cloth and wiping across that ledger. Each stroke clears a line of old programming. The cloth gathers up a knot of fear and dissolves it into steam. You may notice images or memory fragments. Let them pass like leaves on a stream. Softly tell each memory, I release you. You no longer control my future. If any resistance rises, a thought that says, hold on, remember this, observe it. Name it if you like. Scarcity, fear, I wasn't enough. Then, with compassion, place it on the screen and watch the golden light pass over it. The light does not destroy, it transmutes. What once felt heavy becomes lighter, like a stone turned into dust that the wind carries away. Now, bring your hands to your knees or keep them open to the sky. Feel a subtle lifting in your chest as if some weight has been taken off. That lift is the space you have just created. Space for new patterns. Space for a new story about money. One that says money is a neutral force, a form of energy that responds to alignment and welcomes you when you are ready. Repeat silently with me, in rhythm with your breath. I let go of past pain about money. I let the old recordings soften and fall away. Breathe in the acceptance that you can choose new recordings. Breathe out any remnants of blame. Again, I let go. Feel the phrase as an action of compassion toward yourself. Imagine now a warm river. It runs through your life, slow and steady, carrying away debris and bringing fresh water. Place your hand in that river and feel the cool clarity. The river carries away old debt of thought, old stories about lack, old disappointments. It returns to you clean intention, clean possibility. Trust the river's work. Trust that erosion makes room for fertile soil. A memory may come, a moment when money felt scarce, or when your value was tied to an amount. Hold that moment tenderly in your mind. See it as a child on the riverbank. You, the adult now, reach out and say, "You are seen, you are held, you are free." Then gently lift that child into the current, and watch as the river carries the weight downstream. You do not abandon the memory. You change its place and power. As the river clears, notice how your breath deepens. Notice the space behind your sternum. It feels lighter. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw unclenches. The impression of scarcity loosens its grip. In the place where worry sat, curiosity wakes up. Curiosity asks, "What if there's more available than I thought? What might I receive if I acted from a sense of worth rather than a sense of fear?" Now, turn inward toward worthiness. Picture a soft light in your chest that grows with each affirmation. This light is not earned, it is recognized. It knows the simple truth. You are deserving of prosperity. Repeat inwardly, "I am worthy of abundance." Say it slowly, letting each word settle into the cells of your body. I am worthy. Feel your collarbones broaden, as if more room is being made for possibility. Of abundance. Feel the belly relax. Permission to receive is sinking into your base. Use your hands now as anchors. Bring them to your heart. Feel the warmth of your palms against the chest. Imagine that warmth as permission. With your palms, press gently and say, "I give myself permission to receive." You do not need to justify it. You do not need to fix anything. You give yourself permission because you are human, and because life includes resources meant to circulate through many hands, including yours. Repeat several gentle variations. I deserve prosperity. I open to financial ease. I accept good things as naturally mine. Each sentence lays a new pattern. Each sentence is a small reprogramming. Let your voice be a whisper in your mind, soft and constant. If doubt appears, notice it with kindness. Doubt might say, "You don't know how," or "It won't last." Name it, doubt. Then reply with a simple truth. I am learning. I am practicing. The mind loves evidence. Plant a tiny seed of evidence right now. Remember a time you received an unexpected gift, a kind word that changed your day, an opportunity that arrived when you were ready. Let that memory be proof that good things can come when you are open. Imagine now your entire nervous system tuning like a fine instrument. Each breath is a tuning fork. With each inhale, a tone resonates in your chest. With each exhale, the tone settles into a comforting frequency. Picture your cells as tiny strings, each vibrating in subtle harmony. As you breathe, these strings begin to align with a frequency that mirrors abundance. steady, receptive, and calm. Say quietly now, "My body vibrates prosperity." Repeat it, allowing the words to feel less like a demand and more like a factual observation. My body vibrates prosperity. Notice how this feels in different parts of your body. A gentle hum in your hands, a lightness in your feet, a warmth in your gut. Imagine a low, pleasing tone in your belly that spreads outward, tuning each limb, each organ, each thought. Visualize a tuning fork placed near your forehead. Strike it and see a ripple of light move through your brain. Each ripple loosens old neural grooves. Each ripple offers a fresh route for thought. The grooves that once said, "not enough," begin to fill with new pathways that say, "enough" and "growing." Picture those new paths as bright threads weaving a new tapestry of expectation. Now, imagine sunlight falling into a field of seeds. Each seed is a habit, a belief, a pattern. Some seeds are old and brittle. Some are fresh and ready. The sunlight warms them and invites them to sprout. See the tendrils of new belief pushing through the soil. Each small green shoot is acceptance. Each leaf is the willingness to receive. You do not have to hurry this growth. Growth has its seasons. Your role is to provide the light of attention and the water of breath. Repeat inwardly. Each cell is being reprogrammed. Each thought is finding a new home. Feel the truth of those words as a slow, patient work. The brain learns by repetition. Repetition does not force. It lands softly and accumulates. In these moments of breath and attention, you plant the repetition that will carry forward. Now, picture a magnet at your center. This is not a desperate pull, but a calm attraction. The magnet is tuned not to want, but to alignment. Things that match your frequency naturally move closer. Visualize small elements of resource, ideas, invitations, helpful people, unexpected payments, beginning to drift in your field like leaves on a gentle wind. They do not flood. They come with dignity and timing. Notice how each one resonates with something inside you, a skill, a desire, a readiness. Say to yourself, "I am a magnet for worthy opportunities." Allow the phrase to settle. Then say variations. Valuable opportunities find me with ease. Resources flow to me in graceful, unexpected ways. Each variation broadens the possibility. Keep your body open. Keep your palms receptive. Imagine now doors appearing along a hallway in your mind. Each door represents a different channel through which resources can arrive. A new client, a supportive conversation, a project, a small gift, a creative idea that turns into income. Walk down the hallway with curiosity. Open one door. Step into a room and look around. What do you see? Maybe a desk with an offer. Maybe a table with friendly faces. Maybe a window with a landscape you recognize as possibility. You do not have to enter every room at once. Notice the choices available. Breathe into your hands. Feel the warmth at the base of your palms as a sign of receiving. Imagine light flowing into your hands like a gentle current. When opportunities touch your life, see them landing softly into those palms, being held, examined, and used with care. This is the experience of practical magnetism. Receiving and stewarding, both practiced with awareness. Now, bring to mind a simple story. A seed planted in the crevice of a stone. Against the odds, it finds a crack of soil. It sends down roots, it finds moisture, and it grows into a small, tenacious plant. Its growth is not flashy, but it is persistent. Let this be you. Your financial life grows from small acts of alignment. Each breath, each acceptance, each practice of gratitude is water for your seed. You do not control the grand weather. You provide steady tending. Feel gratitude begin to stir in you like a small bell. Gratitude is not a demand that more come. It is a signal that you recognize abundance already present. Say quietly, I am grateful for what is here. Acknowledge small things, the roof overhead, the pulse in your wrist, the breath in your lungs. When gratitude opens, your frequency shifts. The mind notices possibility with greater ease. Now return to the idea of clearing records one more time, but deeper. Imagine now a soft eraser traveling over old beliefs that run beneath conscious thought. The eraser is patient. It smooths neural grooves created by fear and tightness. As the grooves smooth, new circuits are painted in their place. Circuits of allowance, circuits of wise expectation, circuits of calm action. See those circuits glow with a gentle emerald light. Speak inner affirmations that anchor this change. I choose to rewire my brain for prosperity. I allow new habits to form. Old scarcity softens, and new abundance strengthens. Repeat them with a rhythm that matches your breathing. Inhale the choice. Exhale the release. As you settle into these new circuits, notice how your posture may shift. Your chest opens a little more. Your neck aligns. Your hands loosen. Even small physical shifts reinforce the inner change. The body and brain communicate constantly. When one relaxes, the other follows. Imagine now a calendar in your hands. It does not list deadlines. Instead, it holds moments where you practiced alignment, times you trusted your intuition, moments you chose generosity, instances where you acted despite fear. Let these moments be checkboxes that say, evidence of growth. Allow yourself to feel the satisfaction of those checks. They are the footholds on the cliff of transformation. Now we deepen into the frequency work with more specific sensory cues. Picture a low, resonant hum at the base of your spine. With each inhale, the hum rises up, passing through the belly, through the heart, into the throat, and finally resting behind the eyes. The hum is steady. It does not push. It invites. As it moves, imagine it rewiring patterns of expectation. Neurons that once responded to scarcity begin to respond to possibility. Repeat softly. My vibration matches prosperity. My inner frequency is open to flow. Notice what these statements feel like. They are not promises. They are orientations. They invite you to align. They invite circumstances to match an inner state. Keep the hum as a background sensation. Whenever a thought of lack appears, bring your attention back to the hum. Let it be a gentle anchor. Now, imagine a scene where resources arrive not because you chased them, but because you were ready. Picture preparing a table. You clean it, you place a cloth, you set a candle. Then you step back, open the door, and allow guests to come at their own pace. Some bring dishes, others bring conversation. The point is not the abundance itself, but the readiness, the active openness of the host. You are that host now. Prepare your table with practices, clarity of intention, repeated affirmations, gratitude, wise choices. Then expect guests in their own timing. Let your mind wander now to simple, practical images that do not instruct you to act irresponsibly, but that create a sense of abundance in everyday life. See a mailbox with a friendly envelope. Imagine an email with a message offering collaboration. Picture a quiet check arriving as recognition for work done. These images are metaphors that train your brain to notice opportunities. They are invitations for your attention to widen. Repeat now a series of affirmations focused on receiving that feel like invitations rather than demands. I welcome invitations that align with my values. I accept offers that support my growth. I receive payment for my useful work with ease. Let each phrase be soft and true. If a sentence feels exaggerated, scale it down. The brain responds to believable steps. As you continue, notice the steady strengthening of the inner magnet. Opportunities begin to feel less like random strokes of luck and more like natural outcomes of alignment. You are not manufacturing miracles. You are co-creating with conditions you can influence. Attention, belief, readiness, gratitude, and wise action. Bring forward now an image of multiplication. Imagine holding a single coin in your open hand. It is ordinary. Now see it expand, not by magic, but by processes. Investment of attention, smart exchange of value, generosity that returns. The coin becomes seeds. The seeds become a small garden of produce. The produce becomes a market table. Each stage represents real-world actions, learning, offering value, nurturing relationships. This multiplication is a metaphor for stewardship that grows through consistent care. Place your hands on your knees again and feel the grounding of this moment. The earth beneath you supports you. Your breath supports you. The small practices you repeat support you. You are creating new grooves by steady, repeated presence. Now, let us deepen into a longer series of short affirmations that layer on one another, like tiles forming a mosaic. Allow each tile to settle before the next appears. Say quietly, I am open to receive what I deserve. I clear the old records of lack. My mind learns new patterns of abundance. My body vibrates steady, calm prosperity. I am a wise steward of what comes. I welcome opportunities that honor my values. I release guilt around receiving. I embrace my right to financial ease. I notice the small openings and move through them. I trust my capacity to manage more. I am grateful for the flow I already have. I allow money to circulate through me. I choose habits that support growth. I let go of comparison and step into my own path. I greet new possibilities with curiosity. I am ready to act when clear next steps appear. Repeat these lines at your own pace. Let each one find a home inside you, like placing stones into a riverbank to shape a new channel. With each placement, the water of your intention moves more freely. As the affirmations settle, imagine light pooling in your hands again. This time, brighter, like afternoon sun. It warms your palms and radiates out through your arms into your heart. This light is not about accumulation alone. It is about circulation. Energy that is kept rigid stagnates. Energy that moves nourishes. Imagine now that the light you hold is both receiving and giving. You receive money as you give value. You give from reflection, not compulsion. This reciprocity is part of sustainable abundance. If fear creeps in, the small voice that asks, "What if it's not enough?" Meet it with a breath. Inhale support. Exhale reassurance. Say inwardly, I can handle the next right step. This sentence anchors you to the present capability rather than an abstract future. Now visualize a map with many routes. Some paths are straight, others winding. All lead toward places where resources gather. Pick one path in your mind. Walk along it. Notice the sensations under your feet. Feel the air. Hear distant sounds of encouragement. A friend's laugh, a client's thanks, a small register of exchange. These are metaphors that train your brain to expect and recognize real-world cues of abundance. We will expand into more vivid magnetism and practical stewardship next. For now, remain with the sense of readiness you have built. A quiet confidence, hands open, brain shifting, breath steady. Keep the image of the river and the magnet and the garden in your mind as gentle anchors. As you prepare to move deeper, allow one more cycle of release and acceptance. Breathe in soft resolve. Breathe out any remaining tightness. Whisper to yourself, I reprogram my mind with gentle, steady practice. I allow resources to flow in ways that match my values. Feel the words settle into your nervous system, like rain seeping into soil, making way for new growth. Stay with this sensation of readiness. Notice how the body and mind feel aligned around the idea of attracting resources with dignity, with wisdom, and with gratitude. In this space, the next layer of your practice will be to visualize more specific channels and to build habits that support both receiving and managing abundance. We will open those doors together, one by one, inviting practical steps that align with this new wiring. Imagine now that each door you opened in your inner hallway leads to a small room of practice. Enter the first room. Inside you find a simple table and a notebook. On the table sits a pen and a page titled Daily Evidence. This page holds tiny entries, a thank you note received, a completed task, a small deposit, a helpful suggestion from a friend, a moment you chose patience instead of fear. None of these entries are grand, they are steady. They are proof that alignment produces openings. Place your hand on the page and feel how each small line glows, how each tiny moment connects into a seam of trust. Whisper to yourself, I gather evidence. I build confidence through small wins. Move now to the next room. This space is bright with afternoon light. On the floor, there is a patchwork of gestures, one stitch for planning, another stitch for generosity, another for learning. Sit among these stitches and know that practical habits are the threads that hold abundance in place. Practice looks like informed choices, respectful negotiations, clear boundaries, and kind solicitations. Say softly, my habits support abundance. Small, steady choices create larger currents. Let this sink into the muscles behind your eyes, into the memory of your hands. Leave that room and find a window that leads to a garden of relationships. Partners, mentors, clients, allies. Each plant here represents a connection cultivated with integrity. See the paths between these plants. Conversations that mattered, follow-ups that were kind, offers that honored both sides. Walk slowly through this garden and notice how tending relationships increases the yield of resources. You do not harvest recklessly. You harvest with reciprocity. Say, I cultivate honest relationships that bring mutual benefit. As you continue, imagine a room lined with maps, each map a different version of the future. Some are speculative, some clear, some winding. Allow yourself the freedom to fold and unfold maps without judgment. What matters is not knowing every turn, but practicing presence on the path you choose. With gentle focus, pick a map that feels right now. Trace a route with your finger and whisper, I move toward opportunities that match my values. Let the tracing be slow, assured. Now, gather these images: the notebook of evidence, the patchwork of habits, the garden of relationships, the map, and let them blend like ingredients in a pot. Stir with attentive hands. Feel how intention, practice, and connection combine into a broth of possibility. Taste it mentally. It is not a promise of a feast overnight, but it is a warming broth that nourishes steady growth. Repeat inwardly. I combine attention, action, and integrity. I build a life that invites sustainable wealth. We will now expand the magnetism work with a variety of sensory exercises that refine your attention and tune your field. Begin by bringing awareness to your feet. Feel the support beneath them. Imagine roots extending from the soles of your feet into stable, rich earth. These roots hold you steady. They do not make demands, they simply anchor. Breathe into that groundedness and say, I am anchored, I am available. Shift attention to your belly. Feel a gentle warmth there, like tea warming from within. This warmth is your center of appetite for life, desires, needs, capacities. It is not greed. It is the fuel that prompts healthy action. Breathe into this area and allow it to expand with safe hunger. The desire for more meaning, more service, more stability. Say, I allow myself to want well. I want from a place of care. Move up to your chest. Feel the thickness of your rib cage, the beating of your heart. Let a soft sensation of worthiness sit behind your sternum. Place your hands there briefly and feel permission extend outward through the collarbones into the shoulders. Say, I am worthy of resource. I accept with dignity. Bring fingertips to your temples and imagine a tuning light circling there. Subtle, clean, precise. This light adjusts your expectations to a frequency that notices potential. It sharpens perception without causing anxiety. Let that light expand and name any limiting thought it touches. I am not enough. I will be rejected. I cannot change. Each time the light passes, these thoughts fade a little, replaced by more balanced possibilities. I can try. I can learn. I can invite help. Repeat. I recalibrate my expectations to match growth, not fear. Now imagine a large, gentle magnet forming at your solar plexus, low and steady. It does not yank or strain. It simply radiates an attractive field aligned with integrity and value. Visualize small elements, an idea, an introduction, a micro-commission, slowly turning toward this magnet. Each one arrives in its own timing. Each one is usable. Say softly, opportunities tune in to me when I am ready. Allow this to feel like an invitation rather than a need. We will build deeper momentum through a cascade of affirmation variations focused on magnetism and practical arrival. I will speak lines for you to absorb. Allow them to pass through your mind like a warm breeze. Let each phrase be brief. Let each phrase land in your chest. I draw useful opportunities quietly. I am visible to people who can help. Helpful ideas flow into my awareness. Offers that respect me arrive naturally. I notice the small openings and move gently through them. I am prepared when invitations appear. My skill and my timing match new chances. I attract collaborations that honor my gifts. Unexpected supports come in thoughtful ways. My presence invites useful possibilities. Listen to these lines in a slow loop. each one a pebble dropped into a pond. See the ripples intersecting and growing wider. Repeat them mentally for as long as feels right. You are not forcing the pond. You are expanding its capacity to receive. Now, to strengthen stewardship, imagine a pair of hands, your hands, receiving a small bundle of energy. The bundle is warm and humming. In your hands it feels sensible, not hot. Sense the responsibility that arrives with reception. Stewardship is the art of choosing what to keep, what to share, what to invest in learning. It looks like paying attention, making calm decisions, and sometimes saying no. Repeat, I steward what I receive with wisdom. Create a short ritual in your mind for handling incoming resources. Visualize a tray divided into sections. One for gratitude, one for saving, one for reinvestment, one for giving. When something arrives, place a representation of it on the tray. One piece in each section, proportioned intuitively. This ritual trains your nervous system to manage abundance calmly. Whisper, I share, save, and invest with intention. Let us weave gratitude deeper now. Begin a slow gratitude rotation that names types of abundance rather than amounts. Say silently in a steady rhythm, I am grateful for skill and experience. I am grateful for helpful people. I am grateful for the breath that allows me to act. I am grateful for shelter and food. I am grateful for the small successes that build momentum. I am grateful for lessons in timing. I am grateful for clarity when I make decisions. I am grateful for the ability to learn. Allow each line to be held for a breath or two. Notice how gratitude transforms raw desire into a calmer expectation. Gratitude does not demand. It recognizes. Now, imagine a lighthouse by a coast at dusk. The lighthouse is your clarity. It does not create the sea's weather, but it guides safe entry. Picture signals from your lighthouse. Boundaries, clear offers, visible ethics, prompt communication. These signals help boats of opportunity find a secure harbor. See vessels slowing, aligning, and anchoring in sheltered bays. Whisper, my clarity guides the right opportunities to shore. We will now deepen the visualizations of money flowing from diverse channels, keeping the imagery nonspecific and respectful of real-life complexity. Picture a wide sky, and below it several rivers converging into a single lake. Each river represents a channel: creative work, collaborative deals, small gifts, consistent clients, interest on learning, a new product, an unforeseen referral. The rivers move with different speeds and textures. Some are steady and deep. Others are spring-like and quick. All feed the lake. Watch how the lake grows with each current. Say quietly, multiple streams feed my life. I welcome diversity of resource. Imagine now that the lake begins to reflect a clear horizon. On that horizon, a bridge appears. Stone, steady, designed to carry people and goods. Walk across this bridge slowly. Each step represents a practical habit: checking accounts, honoring invoices, keeping receipts, thanking contributors, seeking advice when needed. As you cross, notice how the bridge supports weight and creates movement. You do not carry the river on your back. You cross with tools and companions. Repeat, I build structures that carry abundance with integrity. As your inner field broadens, allow a sequence of short, potent affirmations about multiplication and wise use to play in your mind. Each line should be believable and embodied. I use resources to create more value. I turn small openings into sustainable paths. I multiply through learning and service. I share what I gain in ways that nourish. I build practices that support long-term growth. I choose actions that increase capacity. I invest time in skills that return value. Let these lines filter through the senses. Imagine the feel of a ledger, not as paperwork, but as a map of choices. See each entry as a decision that shapes future currents. Stewardship is not about hoarding. It is about creating fertile conditions. Now we will enter a deeper layer of the meditation, where repetition accumulates and patterns solidify. Begin to slow your attention inward and imagine a long corridor of mirrors. Each mirror reflects a version of you, calm, prepared, generous, curious. Walk past each mirror slowly. In each reflection, meet a version of yourself that handles resources with dignity. Sometimes you will see a version still learning. Sometimes a version mature and steady. Smile kindly at each reflection and say, I recognize every stage. I honor the learning. At the end of the corridor is a door that opens into a room of celebration. Not flamboyant, but a simple acknowledgement. In this room, place 5 stones, small tokens of the progress. For each stone, name a step you have taken recently, a habit formed, a connection made, a fear faced, a small win received, a generosity offered. Let gratitude bloom around each stone. Sit with the stones for a few breaths, absorbing the texture of progress. Repeat, I celebrate steady growth. We will now layer an extensive sequence of affirmations that move progressively from gentle to vivid, each cluster building on the last. Allow these clusters to wash over you. Breathe quietly and let each phrase settle. Quiet foundation. I am open to the subtle ways abundance arrives. I notice small openings and respond with clarity. I practice presence and that practice attracts. I am not desperate, I am ready. My nervous system learns safety. Practical magnetism. I meet the right people with ease. I am offered collaborations that respect my time. I receive compensation that reflects value. I notice the moments that need my attention. I make decisions aligned with long-term health. Expanded possibility. Unexpected opportunities feel familiar now. Helpful offers arrive with calm timing. New revenue streams emerge from steady practice. I am comfortable receiving support. My actions match my intention. Stewardship and multiplication. I manage incoming resources with care. I allocate for growth, rest, and giving. My choices create reliable expansion. I reinvest in skills that grow my impact. I steward abundance with humility. Embodied confidence. My posture, my speech, my choices reflect worthiness. I move through the world expecting fit opportunities. I ask for what supports my work with clear voice. I celebrate small wins and learn from misses. I remain curious and teachable. Let each repetition be slightly softer, slightly more internalized. There is no hurry. The repetition is a patient tutor. Now, imagine a soft crescendo in your inner soundscape. A chorus of tones, each one representing a possibility. Steady income, helpful contacts, projects that match your values, steady clients, learning that pays. The chorus is not loud, it is dignified and harmonious. Let it swell and then settle. Breathe into the settling, and notice how the body keeps the memory of the sound even after it fades. We will use a series of micro-stories now to refresh attention and deepen imagery. Picture a cobbler in a quiet workshop. He mends shoes one stitch at a time. His practice is quiet but essential. People come because his work is reliable. The cobbler is not suddenly wealthy. He is steady. Over seasons he builds a trusted clientele, and his carefulness becomes a resource. See yourself as that cobbler in some ways. Your craft, attended consistently, becomes a source of resource. Next, see a small bakery on a corner. The baker experiments with a new recipe. Early patrons bring suggestions. A neighbor recommends the bread. A local cafe asks for a dozen weekly. The bakery's growth is incremental, built on quality and relationships. Let this story remind you that patience and craft co-create sustainable returns. Finally, imagine a simple lighthouse keeper who polishes the lens each morning. His work makes the harbor safe and draws ships that rely on clear light. His daily discipline supports others and, over time, supports his own provision. These stories are small and slow, but they teach you the value of repeated skill and steady presence. As the micro-stories settle, return attention to the breath and to your body anchors. Hands open in your lap. Chest soft. Belly warm. Feel the hum at your solar plexus once more. The gentle magnet you practiced. Let its field be steady and calm. We will now move into a prolonged set of affirmation loops designed to consolidate the change. Each sentence will be given space to breathe, followed by a pause in your mind. Let the phrases repeat in cycles, each cycle slightly varied to avoid rigidity. Foundations. I choose new recordings about money. I release old loops that kept me small. I make room for steady increase. I practice habits that support growth. I trust the small signs that point the way. Worthiness. I allow myself to receive with dignity. I am worthy of fair compensation. I accept success as a natural outcome of service. I treat my needs with compassion. I am entitled to prosperity as I serve others. Resonance. My inner frequency matches practical opportunities. My attention attracts timely offers. I recognize synchronicity and respond calmly. My presence opens doors quietly. I align with rhythms that support sending and receiving. Stewardship. I use resources to create more value for others. I save and spend with balanced intention. I give generously in ways that feel right. I seek counsel when decisions feel complex. I manage increase with presence and care. Gratitude and trust. I am grateful for steady progress. I trust that alignment brings openings. I rest in the knowledge that I can handle what arrives. I let gratitude guide my perspective. I sleep with the feeling of being supported. Allow these cycles to continue, overlapping gently, like layers of fabric building a warm cloak. As they layer, feel the neural pathways reweave themselves into more supportive patterns. You do not need to keep score. The accumulation happens through regular attention and kind repetition. Now, imagine a future morning, not specified in calendar terms, where you wake with a new sense of ease around money. The light in the room is familiar. Your phone shows a message that aligns with current projects. You brew tea, and as it steeps, you take a moment to send a small note of thanks to someone who helped. The day unfolds with manageable steps and pockets of pleasant surprise. This image is not a guarantee. It is a rehearsal for your nervous system. Rehearsal prepares you to recognize and receive. Let us bring together all the anchors: breath, river, magnet, garden, lighthouse, bridge, into one unifying image. See a large landscape where a river runs through fields, where bridges allow crossing, where lighthouses mark safe harbors, and where gardens yield a variety of produce. In the center stands a small house, your steadiness. You stand at the doorway, hands open, watching resources move through the landscape into the house harmoniously. Take a deep breath and feel the sense of coordination across systems. The land, the water, the people, and the structure all working together. Say, my inner world and outer practice coordinate to welcome sustained abundance. Begin to slow the pace now. Let each breath be an invitation to consolidate. We will end with a deep anchoring sequence that invites restful confidence as you return to waking life. Take 3 quiet breaths with me in your mind, slow and deeper than before. With each inhale, gather the sensations of alignment. With each exhale, let go of tension. As you breathe, repeat these final lines slowly, allowing each to land fully. I have cleared old records. I make space for new patterns. I am worthy of steady, dignified abundance. My body and mind align with practical opportunities. I steward my resources with care and wisdom. I express gratitude for the small and the growing. I rest in the confidence of steady progress. Feel the weight of these words settle into the bones. Imagine them moving from the mind into the body, into the hands, the chest, the belly, until they feel like a natural posture rather than a headline. Now, take a moment to offer yourself a gesture of completion. It might be placing your hand over your heart, smoothing the front of your shirt, drawing your shoulders gently down, or smiling softly at the memory of your own persistence. Offer yourself permission to move forward, step by step, with steady attention. This is an optional resource for those who want structured repetition and lessons to complement what you practiced tonight. Before we close, take 3 more grounding breaths. On the first breath, inhale a clear sense of readiness. On the second, inhale the warmth of worthiness. On the third, inhale calm expectation. As you exhale each time, feel any remaining tightness melt away. When you are ready, begin to bring gentle movement back to your fingers and toes. Let the hands rotate if that feels right. Wiggle the feet within their shoes or blankets. Allow your face to soften and your jaw to relax. Keep your eyes closed if you wish, or open them slowly when you feel present. Carry this practice with you. Remember the river, the magnet, the bridge, the lighthouse, the garden, the notebook of evidence. Return to these images in moments of doubt. Let the affirmations sink in through repetition, patience, and kind attention. With calm and consistent care, keep practicing these small steps. You are tuning toward a life where resources move with dignity and wisdom. May your days be met with steady opportunities, and may you receive what honors your effort and your values. Now, an important reminder. If you found this session relevant and would like to delve deeper into the subject to make positive changes in your daily life, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell to receive more content like this, and we'll see you here every day. Good night.